Good morning, people. My name is Jude Ivy, and I'm coming to share some of the dreams that I have been having. Now, besides the fact that I think that this is important, I just want to say that there are other people who are having dreams similar to my own. And after my dreams, they led me on a journey to try to figure out, okay, who else has been talking about some of the things that have been happening in my dreams. Just to verify that I'm not the only person and to kind of help figure out what the message could be. And in trying to figure this out, I've run across enough people for me to be validated to feel like, okay, I'm not really just crazy, that this is real stuff and it's not just me. And I want to say that I'm okay and I feel ready to put out just the parts that I know that have been coming in my own dreams. When I was active on Facebook, I had posted a few of the dreams just by writing it, typing it out, and I just shared it. And there were people who responded, and there were other people who did not, and that's okay. But I thought it better to go ahead and talk about it in a video. So my first dream, and when I started really thinking about it, I think I was having dreams about this even prior to really paying attention and really being scared. I was having dreams about this. But the dream where I can recall most just having this strong sense of urgency to evacuate was sometime in March, like the late part of March, early portions of April, after my father had passed away. And in this dream, I wake up in the dream where my family and I are walking around making preparations to evacuate because there had been a warning, a warning that had gone out because of a huge storm that was supposed to be coming. I didn't quite know what the storm was. I just knew it was going to be. When you hear the word storm, you think about water. So that was what I knew. It was supposed to be this massive storm that they had been forewarning for a while. Like, people need to evacuate. So I remember hearing one of my older sisters discussing how she was going to be, what route she was going to be taking to evacuate. The reasons why she was going to be taking that particular route was because she felt like no one else knew about it. No one else would be in this place, and maybe where there would be a whole lot of traffic in some of the main common routes, she was going to be kind of somewhat escaping that traffic. That was something that I just remember being really prevalent for her. She's talking about how she's going this way that no one else is going to be going because they don't really know about it. And I see my sisters and I just kind of moving bags and stuff down to my mom's car because remember at this time my dad has passed away. So even in the dream, he's gone. But as we're moving and hustling, bustling, basically trying to pack the car full of whatever belongings we can salvage or what have you, my dad appears in the dream. And, I stop and I see him and I'm like, oh, hey, hey, daddy, and we start just having a conversation and he kind of acted like his old self to me where he was like, don't hey daddy me. He was playing around, but he was kind of serious. And he's like, don't just hey daddy me. I know you saw me here. And I was like, I really didn't. And we go back and forth for like a few seconds and I'm just smiling and laughing with him. And then I'm like, wait a minute. How come I can hear you really clearly and how come I can see you sitting here in front of me? And the next thing he said was, you have to be obedient. You have to be obedient. And I did not understand that even in the dream, I didn't understand. And, when I woke up, I didn't really understand that either. But he said, you have to be obedient. And I was like, okay. And I just kind of grazed over that comment. And the next thing my father said to me was, I want to go too. And I didn't understand that either, because when I woke up, because I'm thinking that, he's already passed on. So my sisters are coming back up a ramp at our apartment complex, getting ready to come back upstairs. I'm thinking just to, get more stuff to put away in the car. And I yell down to them and I'm like, you guys, daddy is sitting right here talking to me. And they were laughing like I was just playing. And I was like, I'm serious. He's sitting right here talking to me. And then they were like, if he's talking, like, make him do something. And so I said, wave at them. And he waves, and some like a cup or some type of something just moves as he's supposedly waving. And I say that was him right there, and they get nervous and scared, and they weren't laughing anymore because something moved when supposedly, he was speaking. And so they stopped laughing and they just continued coming up, but they didn't think it was really that all too funny anymore. And that was when I wake up. Well, that wasn't when I wake up. I actually wake up at another portion of this dream. Like, you know how you can go from different scenes in a dream? Well, after that scene in the dream, I go to another scene where we're finally in the car, or at least I'm the last person out of the house to get ready to get in the car. And as I'm trying to get in the car, first of all, there's this long line of like just so much traffic of people coming from just all different ways to get to this main road. And before I can get into the car, there's like a black aircraft that comes, and it like shoots something in this a car, or something explodes, or maybe multiple cars explode a little ways in front of me. And I see that, and then I get scared, of course, because that's a massive explosion. I'm seeing with my own eyes that I've never seen this close before. And then I start seeing the aircrafts drop other things in our area, and one of the other cans explode, and it almost looks like a small paint can of just regular, some type of paint that maybe you can paint the walls with. It looks like a smaller can, just silver with no paper on it. It just looks like a silver can, and it falls, and one explodes with fire, and then the one that falls like right in front of my face, I try to run away from it, and it's like in slow motion. I'm running, and it's like I could not run away fast enough, but I do make it away from it, just across the street, and that canister explodes as well, but it's a vapor of some sort. And as the vapor is kind of clearing and I'm okay, I feel like, okay, so that wasn't a bomb and I didn't just die. I see military, or what looks like military personnel, just kind of almost appear on the street corners and along the sidewalk of our apartment complex. And they come, and it's like they're there to help us, but they evacuate us back into our homes. They tell us to go back into your homes. Everybody go back into your homes. Everybody go back into your homes and don't come back out. And that's when I wake up. I'm waking up and having to climb back up the steps to our apartment. And I wake up from there, and I'm confused as I don't know what. And the first thing I prayed was, God, and I woke up at 3:00 in the morning about this dream. And I'm like, Lord, what in the world did I just see? Like, what just happened here? And I just didn't know what to do, what to think. I chalked some of this dream up to the fact that maybe I was missing my father because he was in the dream. There was another part of the dream that I had a little sooner. Me and a niece of mine were in a Subway type setting, and we were trying to order our meal, and two men who look Muslim. And I know that might sound bad, but what we normally associate with Muslims, there were two men in trench coats who walked in the subway. I was, for some reason, a little antsy about it, just a little nervous, and just my alert senses were just heightened. And they skipped us in the line, and my niece was really upset about it, and she was just kind of like, they're men, they're supposed to, let ladies go first type stuff. And so she kind of mentioned it to them that we have been here first and that they were basically skipping us. And they got an attitude with her a little bit, but one of the other guys told one of the guys to calm down, that it was okay. And he made a remark like, it's okay because we're gonna get them. Or it's okay, like they're gonna get theirs type stuff. And I was paying attention to them, but my niece was just upset. And so I tried to say, just calm down or whatever. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. And I was really nervous. And so they let us get our food first, and then they got their food. And as we're walking out of the door, they're sitting down and they tell us, that's why something else is going to happen to you guys. And so I was really scared, obviously, and just really like, okay, don't say anything else. Let's just hurry up and get out of here. We finally got our food. Our ride was already waiting on us, and I'm just like, let's go. Let's hurry up and go. So we leave. We run out to the car, and then after they get their stuff, it's like they come out just to chase us. It was really, really weird. We're driving a black Cadillac, a champagne-colored old school Cadillac. And then they come and get in their car, and it's like they chase us for a little minute, but we get away from them. And that was the end of that scene in the dream. But I was like, okay, what was that about? That's just so weird. What was that about? And so it's just, it's like, I feel like I had a whole lot of different things happen in this one dream. And I felt that each portion was very, very important, but I did not know how. So I woke up and I started trying to researching and scouring over the internet, and some dates had come to my head in other portions of the dream, but I'd never heard of them, didn't know what they were. And you know how you can remember certain things when you wake up and other things is just gone. Some of the dates I could not clearly remember, but I started typing in what I thought it was. And some of the things that came up with it were like weird, to say the least. It was stuff like the atomic bomb and the Hiroshima, Japan, and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, let me read more into this. And basically, it was stuff talking about the atomic bombs going off and the radiation that was left and the devastation that came from these bombs being dropped on these different countries. And I began to get nervous and be like, okay, is another bomb attack going to happen, and all that type of stuff. Not to mention in the part of the dream that happened just before I came to, which was about the big storm that was coming that we needed to evacuate from. That was weighing heavy on me. So I had all these different scenarios play out in this one dream. Now, there was another dream I had fairly recently, maybe about a week or two ago. And I wake up in the dream where I don't know where I am. It's kind of like a public place. I want to say maybe a hospital bedroom or just a hospital waiting area. And across the screen, they show these major earthquakes happening. And I'm sitting here, and me and whoever else is in the waiting room, we are sitting here watching certain areas in the United States being hit by major earthquakes, like crazy earthquakes, to where literally houses or buildings that are sitting on this land that's experiencing the quake, they're going down. Like, I mean, just the ground is crumbling under them and they're going deep down into the ground. It's crazy. And you're seeing people standing on solid ground and all over they're going down down into the earth, never to be seen again. And you just see devastation of the earthquake. It's horrible. And we're watching this on the television. And it was crazy because I got this feeling of how it's seeming like it was normal for this to be happening, but it wasn't, obviously. But it's like kind of people were just going about their lives anyway, like it was normal. But they had finally plastered this across the news. This was breaking news. Earthquakes happening and everywhere. It was just crazy. And I woke up and I was really scared. I woke up, I was very sad, because to think about how crucial that really, really, really is. That is very crucial to see people alive one moment, like in 1 minute, and then in the next minute they are literally dead because the ground that they're on crumbles beneath them and crushes and falls on top of them, or they fall down into some deep areas in the earth that we can't even fathom. It was a very scary dream, and I woke up and I was just thinking, I was like, oh my gosh, like scripture started coming back to my memory, like earthquakes in diverse places, and there's even another scripture that I've read before, because we are taught that the world is no longer going to be destroyed by water ever again like it was before in Noah's time, and that is true. That is true. God is not going to destroy the world with water anymore, but it does not say that He will not use it to cleanse, and it's not saying that He will not use it anymore to cause destruction. It just will never end the entire world again. But I do believe He's going to use it to cause destruction. I believe that with my whole heart because I feel like this is something that has been happening in my dreams. So there's a scripture that I read, and I cannot remember exactly where it is. And if I can find it, I will post it later. But the scripture is talking about how there's going to be a earthquake that will divide something in the earth in three portions or something, and there's going to be a portion of it that's going to be completely submerged underwater. And I believe that part of my dreams is explaining that, and not just my own, but the dreams that I've researched and the visions that I've seen and watched from other people that are describing some of the same things that I've been seeing in my own dreams that I did not understand. I think that they're describing end time events that will not be the complete end of the world, but they are going to be destructive events that will be taking place, that will be leading up to the end of the world as we know it. So at the risk of this video being too long, I'm going to end it here. But I just want to say that I'm definitely nowhere near perfect, and I have so much stuff that I could be working on and that I'm going to continue to work on. But I will say this, these are dreams that I truly believe have been sent by God to me, that one I did not ask for, but I did ask Him to speak to me all the time. I have asked for that, no lie, and I've asked for discernment. And so I do believe He does that. I just want to urge everybody that we continue to seek the Most High because time is definitely winding up. We've been in the last days. So research certain things like asteroids, tsunamis, things like that. Research those because I think they're very important in everything leading up to these types of end times events. So without any further ado, I'm going to leave. Bye, you guys. Have a wonderful day.